darkness surrounds us. It's time to light up the night. It's time for Zero Dark 30 with John.
Yay!
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Well, the truth, folks, ho, 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 right? Is it subjective? Right, let's ask a couple little philosophical questions. Is the truth universal? Is the truth malleable? And is the truth same for everyone? Both sides, good and evil, up and down, black and white, top and bottom, right? Big questions. Only you can decide what the answer is based on your own personal truth. That's my opinion. But what I like to do is lay out facts and then let you decide. I think we've now entered the action phase of SHTF with Trump, the action phase. And he didn't waste any time getting there, did he? Nope. Today is Wednesday. And it is zero dark here in Florida. And yesterday, a crazed lunatic Democrat from the state of Massachusetts decided he was going to take out some important characters in Washington, D.C., namely Scott Bessent, the new Secretary of the Treasury, and also the current Speaker of the House, Michael Johnson, who I unlovingly call Maggot Mike Johnson, who really isn't a Republican and really isn't an enemy of this guy in Massachusetts. But be that as it may, you know, they're a political target. But also, folks, Pete Hegseth, this lunatic wanted to kill the Secretary of Defense. Now that makes the most sense because Scott Bessent, what has he done? He's the Secretary of the Treasury. He likes gold. He's a homosexual. He's a male. He's middle-aged. He's white. But he really hasn't done anything. And Mike Johnson has funded the Ukraine war and given Biden everything he ever asked for. So why would he be the enemy? But Pete Hegseth, yeah, some bad things are happening around the Secretary of Defense because he wants to fix problems. Right? Pete Hegseth's reality is one that everyone on the Democrat side can really take a good bite out of and hate. And even with manufactured bullshit crimes, which weren't really crimes, or they couldn't get rid of him. He was that qualified, eminently qualified. And of course, it's political in nature. So luckily, the Republicans had enough votes. Now, let us continue. So a lunatic Democrat from Massachusetts wanted to kill these men. So he showed up in Washington, D.C. With Molotov cocktails. Now, being burned alive is no picnic. I have zero experience in being burned alive, but I've been burned enough, right? It's not a real effective way to kill someone. But here is the reality of this action series. They're just not smart. They aren't. They're just not very smart in eliminating their problems. Now we have this fellow named Mark Milley. He is the former head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff for the military under Trump and then under Biden. Now, Mark Milley decided he was going to take action back when Trump was president and Trump 1.0. And he was going to defy orders. And he was even he even told the Chinese, his mirror in China, the man who had similar power and title, that, if Trump ordered an attack, he would let him know. Number one, I don't think Trump ever was going to attack China. But two, it's a treasonous offense. In fact, General Mark Milley, aka Millie Vanilli, I think has committed many acts of treason. So Trump wants to what? Wants to right the wrongs. He wants to take action. And Mark Milley has now had his security clearance revoked and his security detail removed. In other words, being a government employee doesn't entitle you to perpetual income, perpetual employment, perpetual protection for your crimes. This is what the Republicans have never done in my lifetime, with the exception, perhaps, of President Reagan, who did, when he took action, it mattered and it made a difference. And boy, did the enemy not like that. So now we've got President Trump, and he's taking action. The Democrats are taking ridiculous action. And it's not doing a whole lot. Trump is taking action, and it's making a huge difference. And Democrats are woefully scared and very upset. Mark Milley was there, in my opinion. He represented the fishnet stockings and lipstick of the fruitcake left in the military. And these people are just god awful. They took action to destroy this country. It's going to take action to correct it. You can't be neutral and neutral your way out of things. The way Maggot Mike Johnson wants to just be a nice guy and neutral things. It's not how it works. So action it is, folks. They're arresting illegals. Action is happening. He's removing the clearances and firing people. And the left, what action do they have? Well, they go to court and they sue everybody. That's all they're doing is suing. They're trying to sue to stop Trump. Trump is trying to kill government grants and giveaways. And the number I saw was shocking. $3 trillion in giveaways and grants. And immediately attorneys attack him for that. I just found that fascinating. They attack the action. See, that's all they can do now is try and stop the action. They can't cause the action. And we need to stay on top of Trump and behind Trump, propping Trump up, protecting Trump. That needs to continue, or he's going to fall and we're going to fail. And the next time the Democrats have power, folks, trust me, it's going to be just as naked and grotesque an affair as it was before, and then some. What I tell you. Do you see what I see? Do you see the need to prepare? Because there are people on the Democrat side and the deep state who can take real action, not showing up with a Molotov cocktail and threatening people, not waving their arms around and screaming with a megaphone and making a scene. But there are examples in Washington of Democrats who know how to take action that has meaningful consequences. Just ask all of the dead people around the Clintons. That's right, all of the dead people around the Clintons. How do you think they stayed in power? How do you think they avoided going to jail? Back in a time in this country, 30 years ago, 30 years ago, they were in big, big trouble legally, back when law and order was law and order, not politicized. But they politicized the shit out of it. And a lot of people quit moving and assumed room temperature who had anything to say about the Clintons and what they did. And they're not a rare breed, folks. They're just an exceptionally in-your-face breed. The time for action is now, and the left is going to take violent action. So I ask you and politely say, Please be prepared and please support the efforts. Contact your congressmen, senators, and completely and continuously tell them to follow the Constitution and do their due diligence and follow their oaths. Semper Fi, folks. Godspeed. God bless America.